Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for the fourth live review. This time we've got the Lily O'Brien's Winter Desserts. Hopefully you can hear me okay and it started alright, so please let me know if you can't. But who have we got here today? Anyone willing to put the head up of the parapet? Well, it's good to see you everyone, by the way. I can't believe 4 weeks has gone by so quickly. It's ridiculous really, but good to be back and good to have you here. Quite excited about this one because I think those of you probably... Hi Andrew, you okay? How are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I think it might have been with you, Andrew, actually. We were talking about it ages ago with Lily O'Brien's and what they actually did. And they always just did those sort of like little mints selections, basically. And I think I said at the time, I wonder what else they do, because I've never seen them do anything else other than those mints. And basically, it seems to do quite a lot. And I've noticed these sort of chocolate selections around this time of year, Christmas. So I thought, why not get them? Yes, how are you doing, Andrew? You doing okay? Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I think I'm quite excited, as I say, about these ones, and I think they look pretty nice as well. Quite sort of, yeah, what would you say? Contemporary, I think. A good contemporary design there. Yeah, no, I've never had them before, Andrew. Andrew's saying he's never had them before, so I've never had them before either. And I say I'm quite used to them just doing all these little, I don't know, bits and sort of, yeah, bits of, I wouldn't say bits of nothing is perhaps too strong a word, but you know, little chocolates that are really nice, but you know, aren't really sort of like anything like this, really, are they? They're normally sort of like, as I say, mints or like variations of those sort of little chocolates, chocolate mints or chocolate orange mints, or you know, things along those lines. Well, this one we've got, yeah, a sumptuously indulgent edition of Lily O'Brien's renowned dessert chocolates with a seasonal twist. I mean, I don't know if they're renowned seasonal chocolates. Yeah, I'm not sure really. Yeah, well, renowned dessert chocolates rather. But they do a regular dessert selection, so I might review those in the future. But I'm guessing, a bit like the dairy box one that we did a couple of weeks back, it might just be pretty much the same, but with just a couple of differences, basically. So there's not as many as the regular selection in this one. As I say, it's a bit smaller than normal, but you can see there's only 6 of them here. So I've got them up in the top, but I could just show you there. I think I'll... Let's see, just so I can read it myself. I think I might move this one down a bit. So that's all. I'll cover my face slightly. It might be preferable for some people. So there we go. So these are the ones we've got. Is it just a bit? There we go. You can see those. Yeah, I might move it up actually because I can't see myself. So you've got the berry eater mess, the dark orange, the festive creme brulee. So I guess the festive creme brulee is probably one of the new ones for the sort of winter period. Apple pie crunch, triple chocolate shot, and spiced latte. Not spice latte, that might be a new one as well. So yeah, yeah. So I'm just reading your message, Andrew. Yeah. So key lime pie, you say? Ah, so you've had the okay. Ah, you've never had it, right? Okay, so you've had the regular dessert spots, but not this one. Yeah, it's completely different, is it? Ah, okay, right. Ah, thank you. Yeah. So Andrew's basically saying the regular ones are hazelnut torte, passion fruit posset, banoffee pie, creme brulee, raspberry infusion, and key lime pie. So that's quite. Yeah, so they are completely different, and that's pretty good. I'm impressed by that because, I'd say, in the dairy box, the sort of Nestle dairy box Christmas edition or whatever it was called, there was only 1 or 2 differences. But this one, I'm just saying, they're all different. I mean, there's only 6 in here. It's not going to be as big as the other reviews, I guess. But you know, it's not bad that they've done a completely different range. I think that's quite impressive, actually. I think you could. You know, you might just think, oh, they just take out 1 or 2 and yeah, and just do it on a bit. I wouldn't say on the cheap is perhaps a bit unfair, but you know what I mean. Not really go all out. And in this case, yeah, they've actually replaced all of them. So that's really good. Honestly, I think it looks really nice. I really like the look of this. I think it looks, you know, a bit sort of a bit special, really. I think. So what have we got on the back? So it's yes, it's a 224 gram box, 7.9 ounces. We've got calories. So calories per 100 grams, 510 calories. 29.6 grams of fat, 18.2 of which are saturates. And per serving, so it's approximately 3 chocolates. That's 36 grams. 184 calories, 10.6 grams of fat, 6.5 of which are saturates. So to have a whole thing, to have all 6 of them, is basically going to be, what's that? 368 calories for basically 6 of them. So, so it's quite quite high in calories, I think you'd say. But hopefully the calories were worth it. So I quite like the design of it, of course. So it's got this sort of, for ages actually, in the top left of your screen, it's got that yellow quotation mark, which is there. I had it sort of away from the light, so it looked really dark like that, and I thought it was purple all week. I was thinking it was purple. And I was wondering, why on earth is the box like screenshot I found online different than the one I've got? And I couldn't work it out, but it's because the light wasn't on it in the right way. So a bit silly after that. So I think it looks really nice. As I was saying, I think I like on the way on the back as well. Press in the top corner, but each of the chocolates, here they are, there, are on like the quotation as well. So I think that's quite nice. The presentation is quite consistent throughout. I think it's quite good, really. And I just noticed that little sort of sliver of chocolate down here as well, which is quite a nice touch as well. I think it looks really nice. I'm quite impressed. Okay, just what does it say on the back? It's got some shenanigans. I say it has that sumptuous. Contains 18 chocolates as well. And I quite like the way it actually tells you. I didn't notice on any of the other ones, but it actually specifically tells you how many's in it, which is quite nice as well. I don't believe the other ones told you, or at least not as prevalent as that. And I assume that means there's 3 of each, which can be quite good if that's the case, because you get a consistent amount. It's not too bad. So there's quite a lot of blurb on the back, and this is another thing as well, and you would have noticed here on this top right rather, there's a lot of text, a lot of description for each of the chocolates, which I really like as well. I mean, look at this one here for the triple chocolate shot. There's so much text there for what, I mean, the other ones, like all the other chocolates, had such a small amount, or relatively small amount of text for it. I mean, I guess you don't need that much, but I like the way they have gone quite to town with the descriptions and things. Of course, I haven't read them specifically yet, or at least. So we'll see if it's a load of nonsense. But yeah, okay. Andrew's saying it's 3 of each in a regular box. Andrew's saying as well. So I think basically that's where she's good. I think, because as we saw last week as well with the lint. I think it was lint. Anyway, we did. Time's flying by so far. So fast I can't overly recall now. I'm getting weeks confused. But basically, we had sort of 2 or 3 of some of them, but only 1 of 2 of them. Which I think was a bit poor, really. Even though it's a smaller box than the one you could get it's basically this size, but you could get a bigger one. But for some reason, you only included 1 of 2 of the chocolates and none of another one. Whereas the other one had to be it was only in the big selection. And I thought that was a bit rubbish, really. A bit disappointing that. So here we go. So it's got some blurb for Lily O'Brien's here then. Oh, yeah, it's with Brian's, isn't it? Yeah, so like most people, my fondest childhood memories are sprinkled with sunny days, smiling faces and chocolate. Well, sunny days to start with. I mean, it was a winter collection. But chocolate became an all-consuming passion in 1992 when I discovered the art of chocolate making. Not been going too long then. From the beginning, it was all about amazing taste, delicious ingredients, and creating mouth-watering recipes to share with family and friends. Okay. And from there, the seed of business, Lily O'Brien's, began to grow. So it makes you think, actually, because you do see a lot on Instagram of all these bean-to-bar people, I would say amateur chocolatiers or whatever, or chocolate makers. So you never know if Lily O'Brien got where she was, between just in that short amount of time. Then who knows? So named after my daughter Lily, the company creates chocolates. Well, okay, so there you go. So it's not necessarily Lily O'Brien. The company creates chocolates that we can be proud of every day. It's why we get up in the morning and why we dream of chocolate at night. We hope the proof is in the eating. So whether it's your first taste of Lily O'Brien's or your 100th, we wish you oodles of pleasure and delicious moments of indulgence through the chocolate journey. So there you go. So quite a nice little description there. So Lily O'Brien is the daughter of the person who did it. So, and we don't know, of course, who that was. It didn't say, but presumably it's someone O'Brien. So it did have some tape sealing it, and you could see. Now you'll notice there's also some cellophane here, and in fact there is a signature there, but I can't read it. Product of Ireland it says, but I can't read the signature. I don't know if you can see that. No, so I've no idea who's. Looks like Mary Ann, I think. There we go. Product of Ireland there. There we are. Yeah, okay. Right, so let's give it an open then. So you might notice in this little description here, you can see there's some like little graphical shenanigans going on here. Well, sort of tears in it. That's because it's got cellophane on it. So yeah, I didn't want to open it in any way before the review. So okay, so I'm going to give it an open. It's got the box here, so there's nothing on the other side. So it's quite plain on that side. So I'll move that to over there somewhere. We got a nice little card here, which is pretty good, and it's got the description. So I could have took a photo of this really, couldn't I? But there we go. But obviously I've not opened it. I couldn't find. I look online for a description of them, and even on Lily O'Brien's website, there wasn't one. Wasn't a lot of snippet of this card, which is a bit strange. You would have said. And also, I found there was a typo in when it's manage cookies. On the it's on the website to sort of obviously manage your cookie settings. It said it was like mange or something like that, which was a bit weird. So it needs a bit of work, I think, on the website. So there we go. So I've opened it, and now this bit's sort of wrapped in cellophane. So the box itself was sellotaped on. So let's get into it here. So let's see. There's a bit of must be a bit of, you see that there, that chocolate. I hope it's chocolate anyway. So yeah, so we'll get my trusty knife, just cut into it a bit rather than pick away at it. Hopefully. Okay. So I think it looks very impressive. I would like to review the regular one as well at some point. Basically, I kind of thought, well, you know what, because obviously this is a winter limited edition one, or what have you. It's best to get this one reviewed first, and I'll review the one later. Okay, right. Need to sneeze. That's me. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so there we go. So I've opened it now. We've got this little. Yeah, that's great. The better as well. It's white on both sides. You can see Lily O'Brien there. And the one last week had a bit of was a bit sort of brownish on the other side. Didn't look very nice. But here we go. Here we are. Yeah, so here we go. I don't want to tip it up too much, but you can see it looks very nicely presented, I think. Look very nice, don't they? Yeah, I think they look pretty good, those. You can see clearly that there's 3 of each quite easily. I think that looks really nice. I think especially this one here. Which one's that one then? Is it the apple pie crunch, whatever it's called? This one here. I mean, it's a bit strange though. It doesn't really look like what you describe as an apple pie crunch from the outside. You know, what the red dot on it. I don't know if they use the same apple pie crumble. Sorry, that's it. Yeah, apple pie. Where's the crunch? I can't. Apple pie crunch. It was crunch. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. You would have thought it'd be a green dot on it, wouldn't it? But being apple. But there we go. Okay, it's not too bad. I think they look really good. Yeah, and if you can see, well, we'll come to them individually as we do them, I guess. So anyone got any preference as to which one we do first? We could just go left to right, but let me know if you fancy one in specifically. Got the, let's see, we've got the menu up here, so let's have a look. Yeah, so the berry eater mess, the dark orange, festive creme brulee, so apple pie crunch, triple chocolate shot, and spiced latte. Yeah. So Andrew was saying all of these are new, so there's no reason to not go, you know, to target any first because, or leave them to last rather, because they're not part of the regular one. All of them are new ones. So, I don't know. We could just start from left to right, but let me know if you fancy any in particular. But yeah, in the meantime, let's go for the berry eaten mess. Why not? So looks very nice. So some of them, let's see if you can see. Try and show you here. We've got this sort of, yeah, like this sort of dried berries on. Now, clearly this top one here has not quite got as many as the other two. Looks a bit less, you know, a bit less covered there. But we'll take the middle one out. Why not? Okay, so I'll move on to my smaller camera in a second. Let's move this one out of the way. There we go. Yeah, I'm controlling this on my mouse, but you might hear the mouse clicks and stuff like that. So there we go. That's what those little clicks are and stuff like this. So you can hear me moving around the mouse and stuff like that. So yeah, so there we are. Okay, so let's look at the. Let's see. There we go. Look at that, as if by magic. There we are. So you can see this camera below, by the way, it's not quite as good a resolution as the one above. You can see there, but there we go. What it looks like. Yeah, it looks quite nice. I think it looks quite nice. They're all the same design, of course. So they are all this sort of, like what you'd say, I don't know what you call that really, like a cup, I guess a cup. There we go. I was going to say bucket, but I think cup sounds better. Yeah, I think they all look quite nice, really. So I mean, you know, we'll measure them each, of course. I mean, imagine, you know, I think the obviously the apple one looks slightly different where it's filled to the top. But you know, we'll measure them. Why not? We'll measure them all. So, yeah. So the height of this. About 2 centimeters exactly, actually. Yeah, 2 exactly. So that's yeah. And diameter at the bottom. About 2 exactly. About 2 centimeters. Maybe 2.1 slightly. And diameter at the top. A bit bigger at the top. About 2.9. So there we go. Yeah, the ruler. Yeah, measuring stick. It wouldn't be me without a ruler, would it? It wouldn't be me without a ruler. I think I did set up some custom emojis for this channel as well, where I think if you, I don't know how you, I can't remember how you quite call them now, but you can basically do like a colon and choc or something like that, and it might come with a selection of types of, you know, emojis you can do, whatever, sort of custom ones. I mean, I need to do specific ones, but yeah, so and ruler was one of them basically, because I knew it was my thing. Let's cut it down the middle. So we'll see what the description is as well. There we go. Yeah, so it looks quite nice. Let's have a look. So this is the berry eaten mess. So let's see what it says. In fact, yeah, let's have a look. Berry to mess. There we go. So lashings of luscious berries blended with crisp meringue pieces and white chocolate to create an indulgent after dinner delight. Okay. Yes, that's not too bad, is it? So, okay. Luscious berries blended with crisp meringue pieces and white chocolate. So interesting. So you can see it down here at the bottom. So I've cut it in half. Okay, so it's quite... There you go. So you can see it's quite liquidy at the bottom there. Yeah, that's quite interesting. So obviously the bottom camera's not quite as, resolution's not quite as good as the top one, but see the difference there. I think that looks pretty good, doesn't it? That looks really good. I'd say not a typical one either. The other chocolate selection was very sort of, other ones we've done are kind of standard affairs. This one, it's not focusing in there. Can't get it to focus. Focusing on my face. Yeah, so so this one's quite a different sort of taste. I'd say it's quite a unique flavour. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, so clearly got the white chocolate on top, and then yeah. So when it says lashings of luscious berries, you're expecting sort of. I just thought that'd be the top, but it obviously has the bottom as well. Didn't really describe that in the description very well. So okay. Right. Well, I think yeah. We should give it a bit of a taste. So let's taste this first one. I'll taste half of it. Okay, let's give it a go. That's not bad at all, that. You can really taste the here's raspberry, isn't it? This is luscious berries. May not be raspberries, but it tasted a bit that way. It's really nice, that. Yeah, and of course this one as well. Actually kind of taste, there's enough opportunity to taste the white chocolate on top. And all the ones we reviewed before, whenever it had white chocolate in them, it was kind of lip service to the white chocolate. It'd just be like a line of white chocolate on top, or I don't know, just a very small amount of it, just for decoration purposes. But it would claim it was white chocolate. Well, obviously it was white chocolate, but it would claim it was sort of like the main taste of it, or one of the main flavours. But you could never really taste it because it was always overpowered. But this one, you've clearly got a big lump of white chocolate there. You've clearly got the milk chocolate on the outside, but it's very prevalent as well. Let's say there's meringue pieces. Don't know where they are exactly. There you go. You can even take the disc off. So you got this white chocolate there, and I think there's possibly meringue in here. Let's give it a go. Not sure. It says it's crisp meringue pieces. I don't know. Couldn't really specifically taste those. But there's clearly like berry pieces in the rest of it there. You can see that sort of berry piece there. And maybe there's meringue in here somewhere. I don't know. But that's not bad at all. That. Let's say it gives you what you'd expect. You've read the description, about berries, white chocolate. Obviously, you got the milk chocolate cup. But it does taste those things. I would say maybe the meringue is kind of possibly missing action, but it's really good. That it really gives you what you'd expect, and I think actually quite pleased with that one. I think I'd give that a good 4 out of 5. I think that's quite different, quite I would say specifically flavoured as you'd expect. It's not actually sort of giving you what you want in that. And as I say, I'm just impressed by the fact that you do actually get a good chunk of white chocolate in there, and you can actually taste it. So that's a really good advantage. That. So I think a 4 out of 5 there. I think maybe it could be a bit more. I don't know. The meringue pieces, as I say, were kind of not really there. And I wouldn't say it's like fabulous. It didn't blow my socks off or anything, but yeah, a good 4 out of 5. That one. A solid chocolate, I think, and a solid start. Okay, I was multitasking there as well. You may have seen me moving about a bit. I was just yes, preparing for the next chocolate. Okay, so what have we got next? Got the dark orange this time. So you clearly see that actually looks like the outside is dark chocolate this time. So a warming spice blend, a splash of zesty orange encased the gooey ganache. A splash of zesty orange encased the gooey ganache. Okay, that seems a strange way of wording it there. Okay, start again. A warm spice blend, a splash of zesty orange encased the gooey ganache in dark chocolate and finished with a flourish of orange pieces rather. So it seems to not read very well. That I don't know why it says encased the gooey ganache, but yeah. So it sounds interesting, that one. Finished with a flourish of orange pieces. Okay. Right, let's give that one a look. So this one, a couple of them have these. Seem to have sort of. Let's see. The bottom one as well. I'm going to put it to the bottom one on. So you can see there, it's got seems to have a sort of encasing of dark chocolate around the top, like lips once as well. And this one doesn't seem to have it, but this one down here has a massive, yeah, you can see that there, where it's gone over the top of it. So that's nice, that's quite interesting. I think it's not meant to look like that, of course, but does mean you probably get more dark chocolate. Oop, just dropped it there. So apologies for that. So yeah, so we'll measure it again, but I imagine it's going to be exactly the same. And it pretty much is 2 centimeters in height. Let's see. Yeah, about 2.6 diameter at the bottom, 2.5. About 2.9 at the top, yeah. There you go. So it's basically, they are quite the same, quite similar really. So which is not unexpected, I think you would say. So let's give it a cut in half. So it's very much a dark chocolate one. So again, you know, this one, it does seem to be all dark chocolate, doesn't it? You know, you're not getting... Becky, doesn't cut very well this at all. There we go. Okay, so this one kind of collapsed really, because it was so squidgy in the middle. The knife wasn't sharp enough, so which is interesting as well again. But you can see, okay, yeah, so it kind of really squashed. Clearly wasn't intended to be chopped in half. So you can clearly see that it did have a soft inside. What's the description of it again? Yeah, zesty orange encased in gooey ganache. There we go. So it really is as well. I think these are pretty... I don't know, it's a bit of a shame that if you can kind of see here at the back where it's squidged up out on the back of it and squidged down. So it really did have a gooey ganache there. It's made a bit of a mess of the plate. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm just saying, yes, all the Lily Browns like a chocolate cups with a ridge at the top. Interesting, I've never really had these specific chocolates before. I've always had the sort of the mints and things like this. I never really see them properly other than this, you know. So it's nice to have sort of their proper chocolates, I guess. Yeah, and as I say, and I think what I'm really impressed with so far is you are getting what you want from the chocolate description. You know, this is dark chocolate. They've not, you know, you've not sort of done a milk chocolate around the edge. They've replaced it with dark chocolate. They've done a completely different cup. Looks very impressive, really. So yeah, let's give it a go. Give it a taste. Yeah, and as you'd expect, it's very much dark chocolate. Just trying to see the quite nice. Orange taste as well. I have to say, it's not a chocolate orange typical taste. It's actually sort of a bit more like a almost like a sort of, yeah, definitely sort of like orange essence, I think you would say. And the sort of, yeah, the ganache as well. It's like a proper. It's not just like you're tasting something that's a bit praline-y or whatever you'd say. You know, as if that lasts. It's actually a proper sort of very soft, very liquidy. I mean, you can see there. Ganache. It's definitely just. It definitely is that. Really, I think it's a good description of it. Yeah. That's really nice. It's very rich dark chocolate. So the bits on top are kind of a bit really more for decoration than taste, I would have said. See them there, that's what they basically were. Just so you know, that's what it is really, just to give you that sort of look of orange, I guess. They're not overly orange, of course. They were sort of kind of off yellow, I think you would say. But that's really good, that one. And again, I'm really impressed by the fact that you actually do get, you know, the flavour on the card. You know, it is all dark chocolate. As I say, all the other selections I've had so far, they've kind of skirted around what they're meant to be. You know, they've given you a flavour, but generally it'd be overpowered. They'd just use a sort of a basic sort of taste and then add bits to it almost. It's almost felt like that really. They'd always have the same outer shell or whatever. Whereas this one, they actually are really giving you what you're meant to be. You know what it's meant to be. You know, and this one, as I say, it's dark chocolate, and that's what you've got. Just literally dark chocolate, and you wouldn't think that would be such a big thing, but you know, based on the others I've done so far, it is really. And I think it's a nice dark chocolate as well, and lovely, lovely fondant. I'm saying the ganache is very sort of liquidy. You can see here, just got what came off my finger on it. It came off when I cut it. Yeah, it's very strong as well. Lovely dark chocolate taste as well. I think that one I'm gonna have to give a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's nearly, yeah, it just lacks a bit, baby. Maybe could do with something a bit more in it, but I think might be being a bit unfair there. Might be being a bit unfair. I think but overall it wasn't too bad at all. That I was quite impressed with that one actually. I'm just going to wipe the knife down while I'm talking, but yeah, Andrew's basically saying these are sort of better than the dairy box one. you know, obviously, in Andrew's case, the winter one, the Christmas one, took out his favourite chocolates and replaced them with the Christmas. That's a bit unfortunate, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Andrew. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate there. But basically, this one, I think they're doing a really good job so far. I'm very impressed. I think maybe it's just my own personal preference that's kept that last one for being a 5 out of 5. I think just because maybe, you know, but it did have something different. It did have sort of like the ganache in there. It was different again than the other one. Really strong, intense dark chocolate there. I said orange flavour. I just felt like maybe it just needed maybe a bit more something just to give it that bit of a push extra. But I was really like the dark chocolate. Yeah, if you're a dark chocolate fan, you've definitely got it here. I would still say so far though, you might be, well, we'll see as we go on. But there was a bit of white chocolate in the other one, but it wasn't, unlike this one, there's no sort of, as you can see in the top corner, there's no like white chocolate cup one. You know what I mean? If you had a white chocolate one, you'd be hoping there'd be a white chocolate cup, and there isn't one of those. So again, they've kind of, white chocolate's kind of got the, you know, the short shrift or whatever again, which is a bit of a shame for white chocolate fans. I don't know why they can't just do a white chocolate one, you know, really. You know, it's done the dark chocolate one, it's a bit of a shame. But let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to that one. So what have we got? What's the next one? And 2 already, going quite quick this time. Normally, okay, so we've got the festive creme brulee. So that sounds an interesting one. What does it say? The most classic of all desserts given a seasonal twist, along with the expected soft, delicately salted caramel and Tahitian vanilla-infused truffle, there is the unexpected but wonderful welcome warmth of cinnamon. So quite a description there. So what have we got going on there? So we've got, yeah, classic of all desserts given a seasonal twist. So we've got the soft, it says salted caramel, I'm not sure. Okay, creme brulee, possibly it's got salted caramel. Hi Scotty, you're back. Hi, good to see you. Glad you could make it. It does look good as well, yeah. Yes, that's what we're grasping with so far. So I don't know, I think saying creme brulee salted caramels perhaps is a classic thing. I don't know, I think that's just jumping on the bandwagon, including salted caramel in this. We've got Tahitian vanilla infused truffle. There's the unexpected wonderful welcome and warmth of cinnamon as well. So it sounds an interesting one, this one. So yeah, and what's also good about it is they're pretty much laid out in order as well in the box as well, which is pretty good. So you actually can easily get them from that point of view as well. So this one looks quite good. I was refrained from mentioning it before. Hopefully it focuses in. You can see that sparkle as well. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. It's really quite nice, this one. I think it's very sort of Christmassy. I like that sparkle. That's really good. Yeah, that's really nice, that. I think they look really good, these as well, I have to say. They look really nice. Okay, so yeah, so I'll give it a quick measure as well. I mean, you know, to be honest with you, it's probably a bit of a waste of time measuring these. You probably would say that anyway, but usually, but although I like to measure them, I'd say for posterity's sake, basically, because I want to sort of essentially, so if they ever change the sizes of them, we'll know about it. That's the gist of it. You know, because everyone always says when they're growing up and things, chocolate was always bigger and bars were bigger, you know, and they cost more these days. Things like that, you know. That's kind of why I'm doing it, really. So it's 2 centimeters in height, and then the diameter again at the top is about 3 centimeters. I'm trying to show you on the camera, but it's hard for me to do that really. And then diameter at the bottom, about 2.5 at the bottom. Okay. Okay, so let's give it a bit of a chop. Yeah, so as I say, very impressed so far, and I really like, so you can't quite see the detail, that twinkle on that one, but I really do like the, let's say, that shininess in this one. So let's give it a cut. So hopefully it'll cut a bit better than the last one. So there you can see the problem here, the knife not being sharp enough, because you've got this sort of top part. It just squishes it down really, so we are having that problem here. But here's the, well there you go, you can see. Yeah. They're clearly not meant to be cut in half really. Maybe I need a very sharp knife for these, but I don't want to cut my finger off when talking to you all. But you can see, so you can see there basically at the bottom, got that kind of, sort of soft top with the caramel underneath. And what was the description? Just have a quick look. Well, there you can see that. Yeah, so basically, okay, yep. Salted caramel, it's got Tahitian vanilla infused truffle, there you go. So you can see the vanilla piece and you can clearly see those sort of black speckles there, spectacles. So it's definitely got a lot of vanilla in. And then as I say, it has the white chocolate tab on the top as well. It's not really working me cutting them on these ones, I think, but there we go. So it's got white chocolate as well, so they are coming with a white chocolate. But it doesn't specifically say it is, I don't think. And there's a wonderful welcome warmth of cinnamon as well. So the problem with this one is it's not saying, the white chocolate ones that seem to be making an appearance in other chocolates, but they're not really sort of explicitly telling you there's white chocolate going on. So, okay, let's give it a go, give it a taste. Wow. Wow. I'll tell you what, that's very distinct. Wow. It's got a really strong cinnamon taste. Very vanilla-y as well. And lovely textures, lovely little crunches in there. From the, I think there's shiny sugary bits on top, whatever they were. Crystallized caramel or something, I don't know. But wow, that's a very intense set of flavours there. Very intense. The caramel's pretty good. It's quite sweet, but it's not like a butterscotchy sweet like the ones from the other sets we've had. This is a lot nicer a caramel. Slightly salted, I think. That's a really intense set of flavours, and a nice white chocolate on top as well. You can taste it. I think the vanilla and the cinnamon perhaps are slightly in conflict, I think, but that's a really nice set of flavours that actually, and that sort of truffle was very fluffy. I think the cinnamon and vanilla are just a bit too much together, I think. I couldn't really make out the vanilla. I'm sure it was there, and if it wasn't there, I'd be able to tell the difference. But wow, yeah, that's really nice. That one, that was really nice. It had such a lot of lovely flavours. I wouldn't say the textures were massively different, but it did have some crunchy bits on the top, as I say. Really nice set of flavours. That one, I tell you, that's. I think it's only not a 5 out of 5 because it's perhaps just maybe just a bit too much together, and they don't quite work well together. But it's not far from it. A 4.5 out of 5 for sure. That one, that's definitely the best one I think so far. It's just that was really nice, really intense set of flavours. I say it wasn't beating about the bush. That one, you definitely got that sort of cinnamon taste in it, and the lovely crunch of the sort of sugary caramelly pieces. And the salted caramel was a nice one. It wasn't typical at all. That was really good. That really good. It's just frustrating. I feel like it was almost there being like the perfect chocolate, and it just wasn't quite. It was a real shame. I think it was just too much going on that didn't work well together, I think, is the gist of it. I think the cinnamon and the vanilla perhaps, but really close. That was a nice one, that one. Perhaps a bit sickly. I don't think you could have too many of them. You only get 3, of course, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so that's not bad, that, actually. I was very, very happy with that, and I would happily have another one of those. But as I say, I think you'd start to get a bit, it would be a bit sickly after, for sure, those ones quite quickly. And the white chocolate as well, was a lovely white chocolate. Not advertised as a main thing here. They seem to just be adding bits of white chocolate to the others, a bit like the other ones did in the other selections, where white chocolate's not really been a central thing. But nonetheless, it was distinct and you could taste it. As I say, the other flavours kind of very strong in this one, so they did kind of take away from it being solely white chocolate. Chocolate, of course, and the fact they had milk chocolate in it as well. Didn't really, but yeah, again, got a lot of flavours there, so I think that worked against it to an extent, but definitely 4.5 out of 5, that one. Yeah, very nice. Well, I'm impressed so far. I mean, let's hope hope it doesn't go downhill from here, because it's doing a good job so far. So what have we got next? So I'll say, if anyone wants any specifics, we've only got 3 left actually. We're going through them quite quick this time. So we'll say quick, quick for me. So we've got the apple pie crunch next. Just like Grandma used to make. Yeah, so I apologize you can't see my face. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so just like, what's it say? Just like Grandma used to make, with a few extra twists. Soft caramel blended with apple compote for a fresh tart flavour, laid with all butter shortcake biscuit pearls, folded in a light milk chocolate truffle. I mean, this sounds very extravagant as well, doesn't it? I mean, I really like the way they've gone to town on these descriptions. Maybe it's because they've just got so much in them that they've done that. Wow, okay. Well, there you go. I mean, I would say this one is perhaps, you can see it here. Now, I feel that should be, because it's, apple crumble, whatever it's called, apple crunch, apple pie crunch. I mean, you would expect that to be a green dot, wouldn't you? I mean, it's apple pie. I mean, I know you can get red apples, but apples generally, symbolised by green, I would have said, aren't they? You know what I mean? Obviously, yes, as I say, you can get red apples, but I mean, I think we'd, yeah. And it is filled to the top, this one. The others have like, there's obviously like the ones before. All of the others are kind of, you know, not quite filled to the top, but this one is, which is interesting, a bit different again. So yeah, I'm quite impressed so far with this one. What's the what have we got here? So apple pie crunch, yeah, just like Grandma used to make. Blah 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 blah. Okay, soft caramel. So it's got soft caramel. So it's going to collapse again. So I have to be careful. Apple compote for a fresh tart flavour, layered with all butter shortcake. So we've got shortcake biscuit piece, well, biscuit pearls, and truffle as well. So we've got plenty going on in this one. Okay, so I'm going to try cutting it from not from the top this time, from the side. You know, so I think that might help. Because I think they're just not designed to be cut from the top, basically. I mean, well, they're not, of course they're not, but you know what I mean. So again, it's 2 centimeters. It's hard for me to show you really, but yeah, 2 centimeters in height. I'm trying to do it so you can see, but it's very difficult. And diameter at the bottom, about 2.5 again. And diameter at the top, maybe 2.6. The diameter at the top is about 2.9. There we go. But again, you can see it's going to be solid at the top. So we'll try cutting it from here. So I have to just be careful to. I think this is probably the way to cut it. Maybe we'll soon find out. Cut my finger off. Okay, there we go. This is how I should have been cutting it. There you go. Look at that. A nice dissection, that one. Let's see. You can see it there. There we go. So you got the caramel there. I guess that sort of compote, truffly centre, whatever it was. A bit of a. I don't know what to make of the top. The fact we've got like a thick layer of chocolate there on this one. But again, it does mark it out slightly different than the others. And you can swap over. You can see. Oop, there we go. Trying to do 2 things at once. It's quite difficult. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So it looks very. It does look very nice. You can clearly see the layers, can't you? I think the presentation on these is very good. I have to say. Apple compote. Yeah, which is presumably is that sort of fluffy bit in the middle, and it's got this soft caramel blend of apple compote. Yeah, and shortcake biscuit pearls, and I can't see those anywhere. Okay. Yeah, can't see those anywhere. There might be one of those in that sort of in the what possibly is the compote, but the middle layer might have some, like you can see there's like little white bits in there in some places, especially on this side. This side here, I can't. I used to look in the mirror, it's actually showing me the right side, so this side here. Looks like there's some kind of biscuit piece hanging off the edge there. Focuses in again. Yeah, okay. Right. I have to say, I'm quite excited about this one. Probably going to be a lot of milk chocolate taste because of the top. I'm assuming the red bit is just flavor, you know, just coloured milk chocolate, but let's give it a taste. Wow. Wow. That's really nice. It's like it's very appley, that's for sure. It's like eating sort of, yeah, it is like having a bit like, yeah, it's like, you know when you have sort of Mr. Kipling's apple pies or whatever, and it's that sort of apple puree type thing. It is like having that. I don't know where that flavour comes from. I think it's from the middle section, I think. Yeah. I think it is, but of course you got the sweetness from the apple, you know, the sort of caramel at the bottom. And somewhere in there is those little shortbread crunchy pieces. I'm not quite sure where they are still, but there's little crunchy pieces that come from somewhere. You can see the caramel as well. It does look quite thick as well. It does sort of. I don't know, there's something about it that makes it look a bit appley, isn't it? I don't know what it is. It might just be my imagination, but I must say that's really nice as well. It is really nice. The set of flavours and textures in there, really good. Just a yeah, it's really nice again. Really nice again. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's a bit a difficult one. I feel like I'm being a bit harsh at some of these, but yeah. It's very nice. Yeah, I think there's I think again it's probably a 4.5, maybe 4.5. I think it's a bit of a lower one than the last one, but just something about it really that kind of doesn't quite lift it as much as the others. I think it's the apple flavour really. I think it's just a bit it's a bit too apple saucy, if that makes sense, you know. I mean, I guess that's what's designed. That's how it's meant to be, isn't it? You know, it is that kind of flavour, but it's just, I don't know, it's just something. I don't know. I feel like it's slightly out of place, but it's a nice taste to have in some chocolates. You know what I mean? It's really nice and a bit different, definitely. And of course, you know, it is a dessert, and that's what these are designed to be. I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. There's something. It doesn't. The flavour itself doesn't quite lend itself as well as the others, perhaps. So that's why it's a bit less. But it's still really nice and really interesting, and really interesting. Yes, I mean, it's an exciting flavour to have. It's something a bit different, and you don't get them in other selections. You know, really. Yeah, I am impressed with these. They're a really interesting experience so far. I mean, as I say, the flavours might not be ones that will sort of, you know, really blow you away or whatever, but they're very unique and interesting, and yeah, really impressed so far. I'll say that one, and yeah, this sort of the creme brulee one. And the creme brulee one, as I say, it wasn't just like your typical, it wasn't just caramel basically. It was really interesting. So these are, yeah, I'm impressed with this selection so far. It's very exciting, and I think, well, we'll talk about that later, I think, yeah, when we get to the end of it. But yeah, so far so good. Okay, so what have we got next? I'll cover my face again. Sorry about this, everyone. Sorry about this. So what have we got with the apple pie crunch? We've only got two more. The triple chocolate shot. So this one again, you know, it's basically white chocolate in this selection, in most selections, just always is really sort of seems to be part of something else. Even when it's specifically, they say sort of white chocolate, it seems to always be playing sort of second fiddle to something else, or it always is accompanied by something else just as much. It's never really, even though it's called white chocolate something, it's never the main thing. Now in these ones, it's been part of another, you know, a general flavour like the creme brulee, and I think the berry to mess has had white chocolate in it. But as you can see in both of them, I don't think some of them even mentioned it's got white chocolate in. The berry to mess did, but the creme brulee didn't. So it's kind of a, you know, and then again we're kind of again getting white chocolate, but not just white chocolate with this triple chocolate one. So clearly, you know, it's going to be all three types of chocolate, you'd assume. Dark white and milk, but again, we'll probably just get that white chocolate tab at the top again, the same as it's been in the others. So it's not really any different, really, is it? So that's a bit of a shame. So what have we got? Triple chocolate shot. So here we go. This has got the big description this time as well. I mean, they've really gone to town on the descriptions as well. Now, so what it says. So we believe you can never have too much chocolate. That's true. And this sweet proves the rule. Dark chocolate shell filled with a rich, full-flavoured dark chocolate ganache, topped with creamy caramel chocolate, and just when you think it couldn't get any better, it's finished with a hand sprinkle of white chocolate flakes. Okay, so not what I was expecting from when I read that description. So it's basically just all dark chocolate. Now, it says it's got, what was the top part it said? It was topped with something. Topped with creamy caramel chocolate. So it's got like a sort of caramel, you know, type thing at the top. So again, it's strange as well. There's not really white. You've got like white chocolate crisps on the top or something. Did it say? So there's no actual milk chocolate in there either. So that's a bit strange. So it hasn't just gone for the regular free chocolates. Yeah, caramel chocolate and just yeah, white chocolate flakes. So the only white chocolate is actually those flakes at the top. You know, so it's not that same tab. So it's very unusual again, really. You know, it's yeah, not what I was expecting. You would have just expected those three main white chocolates, and that's what I was expecting. So yeah, so an interesting one. Let's okay, let's give it a cut in half. Well, we'll give it a measure. We've done it so far, but it's all going to be the same, isn't it? But you can see it's a white chocolate cup on the outside. So yeah, about 2 centimeters in height. Yeah, 2.5 width at the bottom, the diameter. At the top, it should be the same, about 3 centimeters. Yeah, so there we go. So that was standard size. So we'll just have to, you know, as I say, if you ever change, we'll know. Now, okay, let's come it from the bottom. I've got be careful not to. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so cutting it that way was definitely the way forward. It's a shame, unfortunately, it took me 3 chocolates to realise this, but there you go. There we are. So, what have we got? No, it's a bit of a. Oop. Oh, I get stuck on my hand. Okay, got chocolate on me a bit there, but there you go. So you can see chocolate on my finger there. But so that ganache is very sort of focus in on it. Very sort of liquidy, yeah. So again, we had that white chocolate, that ganache in another one, but it's very sort of. You can see my knife. You can see the serrations of my knife there, whatever you'd say. An interesting one. it does look very nice, doesn't it? And so we've got this sort of caramel white chocolate, I guess you'd say. It focuses in at the top. Yeah, very interesting, this one. Okay, let's give it a taste. I think quite excited about this one again, and it's not just again. Hats off to them. It's not just a typical milk, white, and dark chocolate affair. They've actually, really gone to sort of town. See all the chocolate? Look at that, the ganache. It's gone everywhere. Looks quite solid there, but if you touch it, it really sticks to your finger. I can tell you. Frightened to even touch it, to be honest with you. Let's see, so you can see. It's not solid at all. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Let's give it a taste. Let's do it. I'll wipe my hands in the meantime. Well, to be honest with you, it's got all that text. It definitely doesn't deliver like you'd expect from that text description and all those things that's going on in it. To be honest with you, I didn't get much from that at all. Yeah, it's been a bit of a disappointment, that one. Basically, it just tasted really of dark chocolate. I didn't get any caramel taste. It's got that sort of, triple, for something that's triple chocolate shots, I just got one real taste for that, and that was the dark chocolate. I didn't get any creamy caramel chocolate on the top, and I didn't taste any white chocolate. Again, the white chocolate on the top is a waste of time. Just those little fingers on the top, as you can see in here. We're just getting those bits on the top. And in some cases, in this other one, for instance, even less. And the bit below it, as mentioned in the description, isn't white chocolate. It's that sort of caramel, I guess you'd say, or I don't know how you say it, sort of caramel, milk chocolate with caramel in it. Yeah, so very disappointing that. I just tasted dark chocolate, and there's the ganache, I guess, would have sort of gave it a bit of a liquidy taste, but it just tasted really of dark chocolate. Yeah. I was disappointed in that one, to be honest with you. I mean, dark chocolate fans would love it, but the fact it's called triple chocolate shot, it just tasted of dark chocolate, really. Had a bit of a soft centre of that ganache, but because you're eating it at the time anyway, it kind of all melts anyway. It didn't taste any different. It just tasted of dark chocolate, like the surround of the thing. So that's surround of the chocolate. So it was still nice though. But I think it's just the fact that if it was just called dark chocolate shot, I think I would get exactly what I expected then. Because it's called triple chocolate shot and it's got a massive description, it's got the biggest description of all of them, it really didn't deliver on any of that. So I think, I think it's disappointing. I think I'd probably give it a 3, but because it, based on the description, but it is actually more of a 3.5, I think. It's not too bad. So yeah, that was a disappointing one, that one. I think, maybe the previous ones have spoilt me a bit. I'm expecting some really massively exuberant flavours and things, something really different. But maybe if I was just like other chocolate selections and it was just sort of like the dark chocolate one, it'd be okay. But I think, maybe I've been a bit spoilt so far in this selection, and that I was expecting, something like the others really. And I don't think that's unfair, to be honest with you. I think should be expecting something really extravagant, but nonetheless, I didn't get it. So maybe in another set that would be, as I say, the dark chocolate one would be rated quite high, or at least stand out a bit more as being something a bit different. But in this one, I don't know. But to be honest with you though, I feel like I'm being quite consistent with my ratings at the moment. As I'm saying, I'm sort of, while it is nice, all chocolate's nice, so really the average of a nice chocolate is a 3, and this one's, it's a good dark chocolate taste, so 3.5 out of 5 I think is fair enough. But it was disappointing because of the high bar set by the other chocolates, really. So bit of a shame, that one, bit of a shame. Okay, so here we go. So the last one. So what's it? The spice latte. There we go. Yeah, okay, spice latte. I'll move this a bit to there. So there we go. There we are. The Lily O'Brien Chocolate Baristas have expertly blended double roasted Arabica bean coffee, mixed spice and white chocolate into a most amazing latte chocolate. Okay, so this is your coffee one, basically, I think is the gist of it. Now again though, short change for the white chocolate again. We've got white chocolate as well as other things, and I feel like for some reason in this set they've not really given us a white chocolate one, and they could easily have done so. As I say, had the cup being white chocolate is one of them. But okay, you know, it's still got it in there, but it does look to be the sort of, if you look at this one, it does seem to be a bit the same as the caramel one in the last one. Yeah, I don't know actually. A bit darker still. Yeah, it'll focus in. Okay, interesting one. All right, so there we go. That's what we've got. Just trying to see what the spice latte. Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, Arabic coffee mixed with spice and white chocolate. Okay, so it also got a white chocolate layer. Not really sure what the bits on the top are. Maybe just spices, I think. Just say mixed spice. So I assume those bits are just spicy flavoured pieces. Hi, Paul. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, good to see you, Paul. By the way, glad you made it back. Yeah, well, I am a bit of a coffee person these days. I didn't used to be, but I quite like a coffee chocolate. I just think it's a bit different. You know, it does add a bit of something there, and I quite like it. I don't know why. It's always been. I think it's just because you don't have it very often. I think when I was younger, I used to think it was quite sort of a adult flavour, I guess. You know, I've never been sort of a big alcohol person, so I think maybe that's why, you know, a bit more susceptible to the chocolate, so to the coffee chocolate. Okay, let's turn on the. How are you doing, Paul? By the way, you doing okay today? This is the last one, pretty much. There's only 6 in the selection. You know, we normally these reviews go for about 2 hours, don't they? But this is a smaller set than normal. I'll just give it the last measure. Why not? But I think we know it's all going to be the same now. But you know, in for penny, in for pound. 2 centimeters high. Width at the bottom, diameter about 2.5 centimeters. At the top, about 2.9 again. There we go. This one does have your sort of lip as well. Okay. There we go. That's cutting a bit more than the others. Okay. So there you go. You can see that there. Again, we've got the layers. Seems to have a big white piece in there. Not sure what that could be. And there you go again. There you are. So it does look. Yeah. So I guess we've got sort of like, let's say, the white chocolate top, the latte, and then the coffee bit at the bottom. Maybe if you can see, there's like possibly coffee specks in there. Maybe, presumably the spice one at the top. Yeah, well done. Yeah, good stuff on finishing your shopping, Paul. Yeah, it's a nightmare, really. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Yeah, never mind. Well, one of those. Well, Christmas shopping is more important. You know, you need to get those presents before they all sell out. So don't worry about it. I sent all my cards this morning. I was actually up really early. I got all my cards done. Wrote a letter to someone like one of my friends and stuff like that. You know, still write letters. You know, to one of my friends, and did you know, only like once a year or something. But it was pen pal actually, and yeah, got all that out of the way. All of it out of the way. So it's that's good. So I still need to get my presents though. Well behind on that. I need to do it, but these days, you know, thanks to various online companies, it's a bit easier to do it. If you have to hit the high street, it's obviously going to be a bit difficult. But okay, so we can see there's like a white dot there. Well, not a dot, but a white layer there. I don't know what that is. All right. Well, let's let's give it a taste. Let's see what it's. Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a go. Does have a strong. It's a weird one. This one. It does have a coffee taste. It's going to sound really bizarre, this one, but it actually tastes like sausages. I don't know how that's happened, but it does. That's really weird. That's very strange. I know. I can't describe that. That's very strange. I don't know if I'm going crazy. That's a really bizarre flavour, that, but it does taste it. For some reason, it's got a coffee flavour to it, but it's got that sort of the spices in it. I like the spices you get in sort of sausage meat, basically, when you have sausages. That's really bizarre. I can't. I'm gonna have to try another one of these. That's so weird. That really is strange. That I think this one's not quite what they intended. I think you'd say. That's very surprising. I'm going to try again. Let's just. There's definitely a coffee flavour in there, but the spices and the weird texture to it. It's like coffee flavoured sausage, basically. That's very strange, that one. I don't think that one quite works, really. I think it's the... that's very strange. Well, what one to come in on, Paul? Hey, I mean, you know, sausage flavoured chocolate. That's a weird one, that one. It doesn't quite work for me, that one. Could just be me. Maybe my taste buds are shot. I don't know. After all these chocolates. But that's... Yeah, that has a real strong... Yes. To be honest with you, I probably would have saved this one to last anyway, because it's quite a different flavour. You know, the other ones actually turned out to be, you know, obviously I'm plugging my own channel here, Paul, but it's worth watching this review again, because some of these chocolates were very interesting, actually. Well, this one's very interesting, but perhaps for the wrong reasons. But normally I would have saved. I wouldn't have been too excited about the other ones. They all seem like relatively standard flavours, but actually they were pretty surprising. But this one, yeah, it's very... I think the texture and that spices just taste like the kind of spices you get in say, certain sausages, I think. Not normal sausages, but ones that have got sort of various seasoning in, and, you know, things like this. I can't think of the types now. I wouldn't say Lincolnshire sausages, but some other types, you know. It's just a bit, yeah, and I think the texture as well, this sort of texture at the bottom, it's just a bit similar, really. I don't know. You can see there's all these white pieces in there as well. I don't know what those specifically are. Did see them before. Spice latte. Yeah, I don't know what those are, really. I don't know what they are, but yeah. It really does. You have to try this one. To be honest with you, if they'd have flavoured it, like if they'd done a sort of weird meat flavoured chocolate selection, if they just took out the coffee flavour, this one would literally be a perfect sausage flavoured chocolate. I don't think it works, this one, at all. They've got the coffee flavour in there. It's not the coffee flavour that's the problem, it's the rest of it. It just, for some reason, it's just the spiciness of it and the texture. Yeah, maybe even slightly the coffeeness of it. It's not quite right, that one. No, not quite right. I mean, it's not awful, but the fact that, you know, if you didn't know, if you never tasted sausage before, you'd probably be fine. But the fact that that's what I'm getting from it, definitely. I don't know. It's not really what I'm after in a chocolate, to be honest with you. It really isn't, you know. But I mean, maybe it is for some. Maybe you won't notice it like me. Maybe I've ruined it for you by mentioning that. So, so I do apologise. But yeah, that one, I'm not sure. It's not unpleasant, really, but it's just not the flavour I want from a chocolate. And for that reason, it's kind of unpleasant, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's quite sweet as well, oddly. It doesn't really work, that one, for me. And a very surprising one, as I say. But yeah, I can't believe that tastes of sausage flavour. It does, I mean, try it. Well, get this selection, because it's worth it for the other ones, and just see what you think of that one, and let me know, because... maybe I'm going crazy, I don't know, but that really did taste of sausage, that was very strange. I don't know how to rate that one, really. But with one sausage flavoured chocolate, it's a 5 out of 5, I think. But I think for, you know, whatever it was, a spice latte, yeah, it doesn't really work for me. I think it's probably 2 out of 5, that one. It's not horrible, but yeah, I don't know. It is quite sickly though as well. It's the others weren't too bad, but that one was quite sickly. I mean, I did have 2 of them, one after the other, of course. But yeah, that was a bit very. As I say, let me know what you think. I mean, if you can find a selection, let me know if you found that the same. I'd be interested to know if it's just me going crazy, but but I really, honestly, I tried 2 of them. Yeah, and it wasn't different the second time. I said there was a coffee flavour to it. It's not like I'm just saying only taste of sausage, but the texture of that sort of central layer and the spiciness of it just tastes like the kind of stuff you get from sausage meat. So you know, only specific kinds of sausages perhaps, but I've definitely tasted it before, and yeah, I don't know if interesting one. Anyway, well, the whole set then. What do I think? Well, to start, there's quite a lot to talk about here, and most of it good, to be honest with you. I think I've really impressed with this selection as a whole. I think the box looked really nice. I mean, I know that you know, obviously you're not buying it specifically for the box, but I think it looked really good. I think it's a nice look on it. You know, I think they look like they do on the box as well. It's something I've not really mentioned, but they literally do look like this. maybe give or take, a bit of chocolate imperfections on the lip of the cups, such as like this one here. It's not quite uniform all the way around the rim of the cup, but I mean that's being a bit harsh, I would say. And when cut in half, they do look like this as well. So I think they really look very nice and they're really well presented. You get 3 of each, which is really good in the box. You've got a nice little sheet here with all the stuff on it, so it looks really good. Also, the presentation was really nice. I've kind of messed up the presentation a bit, but obviously, yeah. I mean, it wasn't. It's not going to knock your socks off this presentation, which doesn't look too bad at all. And I think there's lots of lovely textures in there, and the flavours are really surprising. I thought I wouldn't say, I don't know if they're unique. It might be too strong a word, but this selection definitely, when it's giving you, I don't know, whether it is the sort of creme brulee or whatever, you're getting definitely your money's worth. You know what I mean? Some of them are, there were better ones than others, I guess. I think one of them was a bit of a miss. The triple chocolate shot was disappointing, and obviously the spice latte was bizarre. but the other 4 I think were very good quality, and I was very impressed with those. I think. And I think really stood out, as I say, which is the apple pie crunch as well. I think the creme brulee and apple pie crunch were definite standouts, and were very unique to the set, and yeah, worth tasting, I think. As a whole though, well, what do I say? Oh yeah, and I think before I forget as well, the amount of effort they'd put into the descriptions as well. I mean, you can see in the top corner as well, really. If they'd really gone to town on these, it's done a lot of rather than just I mean, I realise most chocolate selections they will use I don't know, use lots of various sort of descriptions and things like this to make them sound really exotic and things. But this one, they've clearly as I say, got a lot of text on these descriptions, and it's really nice. And I think obviously there's only 6 of them, so maybe you've got more space to be able to do so. Other chocolates have 9 plus or something like that, other chocolate selections, but yeah, even so, they've still really gone to town on it, and I think that's a nice touch, really. The negatives to this selection, and I think maybe there's no concrete white chocolate one again. I think white chocolate's been again given a sort of the elbow a bit. I mean, it does appear though, and it is distinct, but it's not really. This is the white. There's no like white chocolate cup. There's a couple of dark chocolate ones. You get a dark orange and a triple chocolate shot. Have a dark chocolate cup. There's no white chocolate cup, which I think they could have done, incorporating into the other ones. Like they've included white chocolate in some of them, like the Eton Mess one. They could have had the white chocolate on the surround, or maybe the spice latte. There's a couple where they could have done it and they didn't, and I feel like, okay. A couple of them did have like a white chocolate tab at the top, and you could taste it. I just feel like they could have done something to have a white chocolate one, especially when it's a sort of winter desserts one. I mean, I know it doesn't, where I am it rarely snows, you know what I mean? I know people think in England it snows all the time. In some places it snows more than others, but where I am, we're lucky to get any snow really. But of course in a winter's chocolate selection, I think to see ones that are themed around white and snow and things like this isn't unexpected, and this one doesn't really have that. You know what I mean? Let's move the screen there completely. Yeah, so it doesn't really have that. You've got the you've not got anything like that really, and I think it's a shame and a missed opportunity really. So that's a disappointment, I think. But and those 2 bizarre ones. Well, the triple chocolate shot was a disappointment because it just tasted really of dark chocolate, so the triple was gone. But I like the way they'd attempted to not just make it milk dark and white chocolate, which was interesting, but it just tasted of dark chocolate. So, I mean, which would be fine if it wasn't attempted to be a triple chocolate taste. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, that one. And the spice latte, of course, tasted of sausages, which is a very strange flavour to have in a chocolate, especially when it's not intending to be. But as I say, I would really be interested to know what you think about that one. So overall, I think this is actually a pretty good step up, really. A lot of it is kind of quite sort of sickly-ish flavours, I think maybe you'd say. There's lots of sort of liquids in the middle, but there are ones with crunchy bits in there as well. I think you do get quite a good set of textures. You get some caramels in, and the caramels were nice as well when they did appear. They weren't just your sort of, I don't know, they've not been that great, the caramels, in the other chocolate selections I've done so far. This one, I think it was a good caramel that they had. I think there was one or two of a caramel in, and it was a nice one. So they've been, so yeah, and I think they've just been. It's been a good chocolate selection with a good variety and some unique and interesting flavours. And I think overall, for sure, I think I'm not sure really. Yeah, well, I think, to be honest with you, it's a four out of five. I think it's more a higher four than others. I think this is probably the best one I've reviewed so far, I would say. Some of them just get stuck in one type of chocolate, or like having just loads of ganaches or loads of truffle centres, and they just throw slightly different flavours in. I think this one, even though there's only 6 flavours, of course, so you could say that does help it out a bit in not having in the variety, not getting repetitive. But this one, they are quite unique, all of them, really. It's just a shame it's missing out on the white chocolate. And just, yeah, and as I say, the sort of third of the chocolates not the best flavours, but they are, I think the triple chocolate shot is just a dark chocolate hit, really. And I think if you look at that from that point of view, it's relatively successful. But I think the salted latte, yeah, I think that does need a bit of work, that one. But if they'd ever do a chocolate meat selection box, then I think that's then that'll definitely make a reappearance. Let me tell you, it won't be called salted latte, spice latte. It'll be called a spice sausage or something like that. Oh dear. So what did I say? So I think I've given it away there. But I think good. Let's have a look. 4 out of 5. There we go. There's the official one. There we are. 4 out of 5. Yeah, I forgot I'd got the graphic for it. 4 out of 5. There we are. Yeah. Oh, so thanks, Paul. Yes, put on the list. Yeah, definitely. I definitely will look out for it. I think it's about. Let's see. Yeah, it's about. It's quite expensive. I think. I don't think it's too cheap. I got it from Asda. Between £6 and £10, I think. So there we go. Yeah, but I think it's worth trying. And I'd definitely be interested, Paul. Let me know if it does indeed taste of sausage. The problem you've got now is you'll have it in your head. Maybe if you didn't think about me saying it, you might not have thought about it. But there we go. Let me know what you think. Oh dear. So 4 out of 5 for sure. So there we go. Right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know. As I say, if you do get it, and Paul, definitely let me know. You've got to let me know. I'm really interested to know if it's just me. Because it's a very strong, strong thing to say that it tastes of sausage, I think, and I don't normally. I try to be very careful about saying something extreme like that, but this one really did taste of it. So I'll definitely be interested to know what you think. Okay, well there we are. So well we're still going for it's not quite some time actually. 1 hour 10. That's not too bad, I think. Hopefully acceptable. Oh, it's been great to see you all, guys, and thanks for watching again. I know a lot of you watch on catch up as well. So let me know what you think as well. Whether you've had this one, whether you think it's what you think about the spice latte. But thanks, Paul. Thanks everyone for coming. Great to hear from you, Paul. Saying well done on your Christmas shopping. You've done well there to get it done. I have to be said. You're not going to the petrol station on Christmas Eve, so always a good start. Okay, guys, take care and have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next time. I'll post the details of what the next review will be, probably on Tuesday around that time. So there we go. Thanks again, guys. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. See ya. Enjoy your day.